What if your faith demanded your life? In 1945, one man faced that choice and changed history. This is the story of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a pastor, a thinker, a man of unshakable faith. Born in 1906 in Breslau, Germany, he grew up in a world of books, music, and God. His family was wealthy, intellectual. His father, a renowned psychiatrist, his mother, a devout Christian. Dietrich could have chosen comfort. Instead, he chose the church. But this wasn't just any time to be a pastor. The 1930s loomed, and with them, Adolf Hitler. A shadow was rising, one that would test everything Dietrich believed. How does a man of peace face a monster? Let's step into his world. Dietrich wasn't born a hero. At 21, he became a pastor, soft-spoken with a love for theology. He studied in Berlin, traveled to America, and saw faith in action, black churches singing through suffering. It shaped him. Back home, though, Germany was changing. 1933. Hitler took power. The Nazis twisted the church into a tool of propaganda, demanding loyalty to the Führer over God. Most pastors bent. Dietrich didn't. He saw evil cloaked as law, Jews persecuted, freedoms crushed. He once said, "Only he who cries out for the Jews may sing Gregorian chants." His faith wasn't quiet. It was a call to act. By 1934, Dietrich helped form the Confessing Church, a rebellion against Nazi control. They met in shadows, preached truth, trained pastors who refused to bow. He taught at a secret seminary in Finkenwalde, living simply, praying daily. But the Gestapo watched. Friends warned him, "Flee, Dietrich." He could have escaped to London permanently. He went there briefly in 1933. Yet in 1939, with war brewing, he returned. "I must live through this dark time with my people," he wrote. Imagine that choice: safety across the sea or danger at home. What drove him back? Dietrich's faith took a radical turn. He joined the Abwehr, Germany's military intelligence, ironically, a cover for resistance. His brother-in-law, Hans von Dohnanyi, pulled him in. Their goal: assassinate Hitler. Picture it, a pastor plotting murder. Was it sin? Dietrich wrestled with that. He wrote, "When Christ calls a man, he bids him come and die." To him, stopping genocide outweighed rules. He smuggled messages, aided Jews, met Allied contacts. Every move risked betrayal by a friend, a stranger, even family. The stakes climbed higher. April 5th, 1943. The Gestapo stormed in. A friend in the plot cracked, naming names. Dietrich was arrested, locked in Tegel prison. He was 37. Most would despair. Bars, interrogations, no end in sight. Not Dietrich. He wrote letters, smuggled out hope. To his fiancée Maria, he penned love and faith. To guards, he offered kindness. One said, "He was different, calm, like he knew something we didn't." What was his secret? In a cell, facing death, he found life. His words flowed. Poems, theology, a book called Ethics. Faith wasn't shaken, it grew. July 20th, 1944. The plot to kill Hitler failed. The noose tightened. Dietrich was moved to harsher camps, Buchenwald, then Flossenburg. April 8th, 1945, weeks before Germany's surrender, a sham trial condemned him. Next dawn, he faced the gallows. Here's the twist. He didn't tremble. A doctor there said, "I've seen men die, but never like this, praying, peaceful." Naked, cold, he knelt. "This is the end," he'd written. "But for me, the beginning." The rope snapped. Hitler raged on, blind to the victory unfolding. Dietrich Bonhoeffer died at 39, but his voice didn't. His books, The Cost of Discipleship, letters and papers from prison, ignite faith today. He showed us silence in evil is complicity. Not to act is to act, he warned. From a pastor's pulpit, To a martyr's grave, he lived bold faith. His death wasn't defeat. It was defiance, a seed for millions. In a world still wrestling with darkness, his light burns on. So what's your bold faith? What would you stand for, even if it cost everything? If this moved you, subscribe for more stories of courage. Hit that bell, share this with someone who needs it. See you next time.